it's really hard to do one thing really well for a very long time. That's why most people don't do it. If we're talking about building a multi-billion-dollar company like a Walmart or something like that for the long term, or like 𝗔𝗕𝗄𝗧 or something, the very first thing that I think needs to happen is you have to build an exceptional team. And that gets said so much, but when you look at the teams like Renaissance Technologies, for example, their team, everyone's like expert mathematician, right? This was like an investment firm.
He passed away, right?
I'm not sure if he passed away or not.
Yeah.
But,
What's his name?
I think you're right. I think you're right. He did pass away. But point is, that's one of the first principles of building a generational business.
Jim Simmons. Yeah, he passed away. It was sad.
All right, you go.
All right. I would say the next one is if you want generational business, you got to go after a big TAM. There's only so much money to be made from things like best man speeches. The reason it comes top of mind because someone tried selling me a best man speech business a long time ago. And now it would exist today with AI. But you got to pick a big TAM. You use Walmart as an example. Walmart sells food. They sell clothing. They sell stuff that you need. AI may disrupt the food industry, but AI is not going to disrupt the fact that you as a human still need food in your body and you need to get it from somewhere. So you need to go after a big TAM. If you don't go after a big TAM, I think you're just not going to do well.
And actually, the third one related to that, you can either sell something cheap to a lot of people, or you can sell something really expensive to fewer people. When we talk about TAM, we are talking about more of it from a revenue standpoint.
Yeah. The fourth one would be you have to have a culture of willing to kill your own baby, not real baby, but your business. If you're not willing to kill the business by innovating, you're eventually going to get disrupted by someone else and they're going to crush you. Just like Facebook crushed MySpace. And MySpace should have been where Facebook is today, but that's not the case. You need to really be willing to kill off your business. If you kill off your business by doing something that's more innovative, you'll keep surviving in the long haul.
Now, this is the next one is when I look at all these biographies or all these founders that I've studied, they are all extremely frugal when it comes to their business. They watch their costs like a hawk. Neil's a great example of this. He's pulling up his Amex statements all the time. He's looking at every little thing. You have to do that in your business because nobody's going to care as much, because at the end of the day, the cost structure is the thing.
Yeah. The other thing, if you want to build a generational business, you got to think slow and steady. Too many entrepreneurs want everything right now. The Bill Gates quote, right? Everyone underestimates, or people underestimate what they can do in a year. I mean, people overestimate what they can do in a year, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 or 10 years. But you need to go slow and steady. A great example of this is we've been doing acquisitions at NP Digital. I want to make sure the business is solid in a bad economy. I'm not going to go buy 5 companies this year, even though financially I could, because then I may struggle next year when things go bad and I don't have enough dry powder. So you got to be patient, and you got to make sure that you're doing the right things for long-term growth. You got to be aggressive, but not foolishly over aggressive where you're not prepared for downturns.
By the way, you actually shared this story. Remember, you talked to this billionaire heiress, right? But when we talk about building, we're talking about something generational. We're talking like 30 plus years. Yeah. That's what we're really talking about. The last thing I'll say from my side is and I learned this the hard way. You learned this the hard way too, but you have to be maniacally focused. When you look at Raising Cane's, all they do is chicken fingers, right? When you look at 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗨𝗧, it's luxury goods, right? Or like LVMH, luxury goods. That's all they do. You look at Costco, what is it at the end of the day? It's buying in bulk at discounts, right? So they're all known for one thing. It's really hard to do one thing really well for a very long time. That's why most people don't do it.
Yeah, they don't have they're not willing to just keep going. I would say a lot of people don't do it long enough because they're also not passionate. But if I had to go with the last one when it comes to building a generational business, is you got to figure out how to retain customers. Too many businesses focus on continually getting new customers. Big businesses are built from the same customers spending over and over again. They're not built by focusing purely on retaining or going after new customers. It is much more expensive. I had the stat in one of my presentations. It was like 7 times more expensive to get a new customer than it is to get an existing customer to keep spending more. So focus on getting your existing customers to keep spending money. It not only grows your revenue faster, but it helps you generate way more profit.
Yep.
If you're in B2B, here's the deal. LinkedIn account-based marketing sucks, but it doesn't have to. With Carrot, it allows you to create personalized ads towards your customers and also personalized landing pages that align with the ads, so you're gonna have higher conversions, and influence pipeline reporting to prove that your ABM works. So if you wanna learn more, just go to carrot.ai and you can join the waitlist. Again, it's carrot, Karrot.ai, and we'll see you on the other side.
One more thing here. We were kind of texting a day or two ago, and then there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the business world, right? For just in the business world, but also for us, right? And I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, sure, it's a pain in the butt right now to have to go through all this stuff in a shaky economy, but I'm grateful for the pain because it is the journey that's fun at the end of the day. I don't want to be at the end of it, right? Like it's like we're in the middle of it right now, so I'm grateful for it, and I think if you're in the middle of it and you're dealing with it and you're not running away, I think you're on the right track.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Let me just talk before we started recording here. I got the conference ratings back from the Global Marketing Summit that I helped with. And it's really fascinating to me. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.